What's going on, guys, and welcome to the top 10 games I played in 2016. I'm going to quickly go over the rules for this video. To start off with, these aren't just going to be games that came out in 2016. They can come out in any year. I don't know how far we go back, maybe 2013-ish for a couple of games. But yeah, they don't have to have come out in 2016. The only rule is that I have to have played it in 2016, it's actually going to be from the 25th of December 2015 to basically today, which when I'm recording this is the 22nd of December 2016. So that's the time. The reason I was going to do this video right at the end of the year, but I thought if I get any games, for Christmas or just afterwards, I'm not going to have time to play them very much, and it's not going to be that fair. So I decided to do it this way, upload the video before Christmas, so that next year, any games I get for Christmas this year could possibly go on that list. So that is really the only rule for this series, so let's get started. Number 10. Assetto Corsa. So, this is a bit of an interesting one. We're starting off the list with a game that I think was okay, but it wasn't great. I haven't played that many games this year, so I mean that's kind of why we have it like this. But Assetto Corsa is an alright game. Basically, this is really the PS4 version that I'm talking about that came out late this year. It was a game that was supposed to kind of rival with Project Cars, in my opinion, another simulation racer. However, it doesn't. I mean, if you watch my video the other day, my previous video, it's not, spoilers, it's not really quite as good as Project Cars, in my opinion. It's an alright game. I mean, it's got to number 10 on the list, I suppose, out of about 20-ish games that I had. However, it's not amazing, but Assetto Corsa, it's a nice little game. It'll keep you occupied for a little bit of time. However, it's definitely nothing too special. Number 9. Dirt Rally. So Dirt Rally came out fairly close to the beginning of this year. I'm not sure if it was like May, April sort of time. Somewhere around there, May, April, June, something around about there. And it was an alright game. Basically, it was going to be the first proper rally game that I got, and the only rally game I currently have for PS4, and I was excited about it. It was obviously another game, much like Assetto Corsa, that was already on the PC, and it got ported over to the PS4. This is the PS4 version I'm talking about, and once again, it wasn't, in my opinion, it wasn't great. It was a lot more, in my opinion, a little bit better, obviously, than Assetto Corsa, since it's higher on the list. But the main reason I wasn't the biggest fan of Dirt Rally was because it was a really, really hard game, and I guess that's kind of what the game is supposed to be. But yeah, you had to be really, really good at the game to do well. However, it is fun. It's nice to mess around with some rally cars. Could do with a few more cars, a few more tracks. However, pretty decent game. Number 8. Just Cause 3. So Just Cause 3 was a pretty awesome game. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to add games from after Christmas, because I got Just Cause 3 for Christmas last year, and I wanted to add it onto this list because I had a fairly short list, and I thought, you know what, there's a couple of other games, including this one, that I could add to the list. Just Cause 3 is a really fun game. It's really good just to mess around, fly around in, with your wingsuit, with your parachute, blow a bunch of stuff up, just shoot crazy and be mad and explore the ginormous map, absolutely beautiful map, Just Cause 3. The only downside to it is that I don't like how you have to liberate all these provinces before you can do some missions. It makes it, even though it is fun liberating provinces, blowing stuff up and stuff like that, it kind of feels it's very repetitive, and you kind of get sick of doing it after a while, especially when you need to liberate 3 provinces. It takes forever. Also, the story mode isn't particularly interesting, but that's kind of to be expected these days with Just Cause, because Just Cause 2 wasn't great either. However, still a pretty awesome game. Number 7. Titanfall 2. This is a game that I wasn't sure if I was going to pick up at first. I put it on my top 10 games at E3 2016 video earlier in the year, and yeah, I was interested in it. However, I've kind of gone off first-person shooters a bit lately, with the CODs lately being a bit crap. And yeah, I just haven't really been that interested in first-person shooters. However, I picked up Titanfall 2 because it looked interesting, and it really is. The story mode, they added a campaign to Titanfall 2. It was a fun campaign. It could have been a little bit longer, a little bit short in my opinion. However, from what it was, from the size of the campaign that it was fun. It was a bit different. It wasn't just, oh, go here, shoot this guy, do this. There's all this running, jumping that you get in Titanfall, and it just felt like a really cool game. The multiplayer also pretty fun. It's, you know, it's a bit more boring, however I think it's still a pretty fun thing, and Titanfall 2 is a very, very good game. Number 6. Life is Strange. Where do I begin with this one? Life is Strange is it's a bit of a strange game, to be honest. It's a very Telltale-esque game. You know, it's based on decisions. It's a story-driven game. However, fairly decent gameplay compared to Telltale games, I would say. However, it's just a fun game, you know. It took me about 11 hours to finish it, which isn't too bad for a game like this. It was fun. There were a couple of moments towards the end where it kind of got a bit confusing, and well, not really confusing, but it got a bit, you know, how do I put it? It was kind of irrelevant. It felt like a lot of the things that you'd already done were irrelevant. If you played the game, you'll probably know what I'm on about. But yeah, it was still a very good game. It was fun, it was interesting, and I had a lot of fun with Life is Strange. Number 5. Cities Skylines. So I've been having a lot of fun with Cities Skylines recently. Another game that didn't come out this year. I think it came out last year. But it's such an amazing game. This would have gone a fair bit higher. I think this would have probably got into my top 3 if I had played it a bit more. I only played it for about 12 and a half hours, and sadly I've not really had a save long enough to be able to build up a big city yet, because I keep stuffing up things and I just wanted to keep restarting. The one I've got at the moment I'm fairly happy with for now. However, I've only just started, as you can probably see from this gameplay. So yeah, I'm not particularly great at the game. However, it's so much fun just building a city, building a little town. You know, you've got all these awesome police stations, fire stations, schools, universities, just making the roads, highways. It's just such a fun thing. I really recommend City Skyline if you're into kind of, well, city builder sort of things. City Skyline has got to be the best one, even though it is the only one I've played. Number 4. Overwatch. So Overwatch, wow, what a game. It's another first-person shooter really. However, it just adds so much more to Call of Duty, to Battlefield, even to Titanfall that I talked about earlier. Obviously, the thing that really stands out with Overwatch is that instead of just having, you know, team deathmatches and, you know, all this boring crap, you have more interesting things like the payload maps. The payload maps are the best, you know, the best mode. It is the best mode in the game, and also you've got all the heroes. I think there are currently 23 heroes in the game, and they're all unique. You know, you play them all differently. It's just such a different game to your standard Call of Duty, your standard Battlefield. You know, it's so much different. To be fair, the reason why it's not, you know, it probably would have been higher, to be honest, but the reason why it isn't is because it frustrates me to no end. It is one of the most frustrating games I have ever played. However, when things are going well, it is a hell of a lot of fun. Number 3. Tales from the Borderlands. This was the first Telltale game, the first, you know, multiple choice story based game like Life is Strange that I played. I played this, then I played Life is Strange, and nothing has topped Tales from the Borderlands. I got it in a Humble Bundle pretty damn cheap, and that's the reason why I got it. The whole reason I got the Humble Bundle was because Tales from the Borderlands was there. I'm a big fan of the Borderlands series. Well, Borderlands 2, to be fair, is the only one I've ever played, but you know, it's such a good game. The story is amazing. Just that's the thing. It's funny. The characters are funny. They are, you know, it's an entertaining story. I've played through it once, and I'm currently starting to play through it again. When I recorded this gameplay, I thought, you know what, I might actually start playing through this again, because it's just such a fun game. I really do recommend it. If you're into Telltale games and you haven't played Tales from the Borderlands, definitely check it out. I hope they're going to make a Tales from the Borderlands 2. Number 2. Town of Salem. Yeah, this game is amazing. I've not really played this game on the channel at all. I think I did a channel update with some Town of Salem gameplay in the background once, but I haven't done an actual proper video on it, because problem is you really need to show the whole entire match. Matches can go from about 15 minutes up, you know, after over 30 minutes really. Usually they're about 20-25 minutes long. That's a bit long for a video for me. It takes a long time to render and takes a hell of a long time to upload. But Town of Salem is just such a fun game. It's my most played game on Steam with almost 90 hours now, which for me is a lot, because I don't play on my PC on Steam very much at all. So to have 90 hours in that game is amazing. I got it just after Christmas, so this was basically the main reason why I wanted to put this to have this rule so that I could have games from just the end of last year, because Town of Salem is just such an awesome game. I don't play it quite as much nowadays, however I'd love to get back into it. It's such a fun game, and yeah, goes into number 2. Number 1. Forza Horizon 3. Yes, I'm sure you guys were kind of expecting this, especially since it hasn't been on the list so far. Forza Horizon 3 is one hell of a game. I basically got my Xbox One because of Horizon 3. I got my Xbox One just before Horizon 3 came out, but Forza Horizon 3 had been announced, and I was like, it's based in Australia, I live in Australia, so I just thought, I've never played a game based in Australia before, and I just wanted to do it. I wanted to get the game. I've always wanted to play a Forza game, but because I haven't had an Xbox, I've never been able to. But I finally got one, and God, I'm glad I did. Horizon 3, I think, is probably one of my favourite racing games, if not the best racing game I've ever played. My favourite racing game. It's just so much fun. I love customizing the cars. I love doing the cross-country car builds. They're so fun to do. And just messing around on that game. The new Blizzard expansion is amazing as well. Forza Horizon 3 is, in my opinion, the best game that I've played. Well, I mean, it is the best game I've played in 2016. So that is the list for the top 10 games I've played in 2016. This is probably a bit of a longer video than usual, however it's kind of a Christmas special sort of thing. I'm uploading this hopefully the 24th of December, so I want to say to you guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you all have a great Christmas, New Year and everything. I will be uploading another couple of videos before the end of the year. However, this will be the last one before Christmas, so Merry Christmas to everyone. Hope you guys always all have a great time, and always have a great time. Sure, that works as well. So thank you guys very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please go ahead, like and subscribe. Comment what games you've liked from this year, from 2016, and I will check those out, see what you guys have been playing, and I will see you guys in the next video.